So the first of the centres we're going to talk about is the head. And the head is a really interesting one. Over 70% of us have an open or undefined head. And that really ties into the way that society works, where we're taught from a young age to think before we do something, think before we act, when actually the idea of the head and the brain is not in control. It's there to help us process the information so that we can work out how we feel about acting on it. So myself, I have an open head, and what that feels like for me is I can spend an awful lot of time trying to answer other people's questions. I hear myself all the time saying to people, I'll find out for you, leave that with me, I'll find that out, because I feel a mental pressure to have all of the answers. And because of that, I can end up getting caught, as Stephen Covey used to talk about, getting caught in the thick of thin things, where I can spend ages and ages thinking things through and overthinking and just get stuck and overwhelmed. Whereas if I can learn to use my strategy and authority, what actually happens is I can start to determine what are things that actually are important to think about and spend time pondering on, and what are the things that are unimportant that I can let go. And also what it enables me to do is to become an outer authority for other people by allowing them to use me as a sounding board. The head is not there for me to make decisions, although, as I've said, it's very easy for me, and I'm sure for many other people watching this video, to start to confuse what's going on in our head with the best way to make decisions, and it's not. Invariably, it's much more to do with how we feel about things. So for people with defined heads, in terms of learning and making decisions, they are aware that it's okay to not know. And actually they enjoy the process of getting the information to help them to understand more deeply. And they act as an inspiration for others because of that, because they're open to all of the new ideas rather than having fixed thinking. However, there's good and bad, there's self and not self for whether you have an open or a defined centre. And in terms of a defined head, not self behaviour can lead to self-doubt, confusion, depression, and all kinds of other things as well. So the trick with all of this is to recognise that the head is there to take information in and process information. It's not there to make decisions.